Hello everybody, my name's Emily and this is Odin. He's going to be hopefully being a good boy whilst I film. I have a slow pro practice for you today, and as usual I have a slightly different destination. I am on the move for the next couple of months, so you might see a few different destinations in where I film. This is a practice this morning that's quite a short practice and something that is designed to lend you a little bit of awareness to yourself and to fill your cup a little bit. So I want you to think of this practice kind of like a really well-made cup of tea or coffee, something that is designed to comfort you and soothe your nervous system a little bit. Although this practice is for absolutely anyone to enjoy, I did want to dedicate this practice to all of my fellow colleagues that are working in healthcare, nurses, doctors, admin officers, cleaners, anyone who's doing it a bit rough at the moment, who's not only worked through a pandemic but after one as well. Especially big shout out to the shift workers out there. If you guys don't already know, in my other life, I'm also a nurse. So I really just wanted to give a bit of appreciation to my colleagues and everyone who's working really hard at the moment. So this is for you guys. So Odin, if you can step aside a little bit, that would be nice. Where are we going to start? We're actually going to start in a standing position today. So come to the top of your mat. Come to stand about hip-width distance apart with your feet. And then just set yourself up nicely. So firm your feet into the ground, lift your kneecaps, and then just imagine that your shoulders are stacked right on top of your hips. So we've got nice posture. We're not hunching too far forward, too far back. Rolling those shoulders back and down towards your spine. And the palms just come by your side facing forward. Allow your spine to grow tall up out of your hips. Gentle lengthening through the back of the neck by tucking the chin towards the chest. And we often start our practice in a seated pose, but sometimes it's really nice to just bring full awareness to your body by standing, giving a little bit of muscular engagement here. And once we've got a nice tall posture, crown of the head grows long, shoulders dip away from the ears, palms stay facing forward, so we're bringing a little bit of energy into our stance. You can close the eyes down if it's comfortable for you. Otherwise, just keep your gaze soft on something that's not moving. Take a moment to just tune into your surroundings. Notice the sounds, the sensation of the air, the temperature of the air. Notice the stillness or the chaos that's going on around you. Start to deepen your breath now. Breathe in that air. And as we exhale, imagine your breath is traveling all the way down the spine, down the back of the legs, down towards the heels and the feet. So it's grounding us firmly in this moment. Take another full breath in. Gentle pause. Exhale all the way down the back body. All the way to the heels, to the feet. One more round like this. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Continue on a nice deep conscious breath throughout this practice. And now I want you to bring your full awareness to your feet. I want you to become aware of all the muscles and ligaments that are involved in a foot. And just some basic gratitude of being able to use these 2 feet to stand, to move, to do yoga, to dance, to run, to do all the things that we need to do. And appreciating just how intricate it is. So draw your attention now to your big toe mound, your little toe mound, and the heel of your foot. See if we can create 3 even points of contact. See if you can lift the arches of the feet. Notice if you're a person that likes to roll the arches of the feet in, or perhaps externally roll the ankles out. And we find a nice neutral position. And then just lift your toes off the mat for a moment, all 5 on each foot, all 5 toes. All 10 if you want to be really fancy. And really feel the muscles working here to stabilize without your toes. So you're lifting the arches of your feet. And you're feeling all these little muscles start to come on. Perhaps you're moving a little bit in the feet, in the ankle. Maybe you're swaying just a little bit to gain balance. And build that strength for another 3, 2, 1. Keeping the weight even in those 3 points of contact. Now 1 pinky toe at a time, starting from your tiny little pinky toe. Can you place each toe back on the mat, nice and spread out, 1 toe at a time. And feel that extra point of stability with the toes now pressing into the surface of the mat. And with each exhale, feeling a stronger sense of groundedness, of connection with the earth. Let's take 3 rounds of breath here. See if all your attention can stay solely on the feet. From here, gently blink the eyes open if they aren't already. Reach your hands up and overhead. Find a lot of length. Notice if you want to sort of bellow out through the chest, can you shorten through the front body and grow tall through the back body? Maybe your gaze comes up towards the sky, and then we simply fold forward as we exhale. You can have a nice juicy bend in the knees, and this time with our forward fold, normally we grab onto our elbows side to side, but this time I want you to cross your arms like you would when you're standing, and it just adds a little bit of extra weight. So forward fold Uttanasana, but your hands are folded into your elbow creases. And I find this is a bit of a forward fold that allows me to relax a bit more. I don't have to hold on to the elbows. And then taking any movement that feels nice. So for me, swaying side to side while I've got a nice bend through the knees is good. Gently tuck your chin towards your chest. Make sure you're fully released through the neck. Maybe coming forwards, backwards onto the toes, onto the heels. And even though now we're in a different position, keep your awareness on your feet, on that sense of groundedness, stability, connected to the earth. And with each inhale, pull your belly up and over your thighs, and with each exhale, can you fold a little deeper towards the earth? Fold over your legs. And release your hands down towards the mat. Take a little halfway lift inhale. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Lengthen the crown of the head long and draw your shoulder blades back as you exhale, fold. And slight bend of the knees, roll the spine all the way up. Press down into the earth to lift your body up. Reach your hands up and overhead. And exhale, this time interlace your fingers behind your back. Knuckles press down as your heels draw down. Part presses up. Slight bend of the knees, inhale. As we exhale, bend, 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 lead with the chest. As we fold forward, hands can come overhead. If you want a bit more, draw the wrists towards one another and the shoulder, fingers come over the head. Keep a slight bend of the knees, still folding forward. Release the neck. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Slight bend of the knees. This time we come straight back up. Knuckles down towards the earth as you straighten the legs. Press the knuckles down. Gaze comes up. Maybe lift your heart up a little bit. Press your hips forward. And exhale, bend the knees. Folding back. Hands come overhead. At the end of your next exhale, gently release your fingertips down towards the earth. I'm going to step your left foot back behind you into a lunge. Drop your back knee down. And And then from here, I'm going to untuck the toes or keep them tucked, whichever feels good for you. I like to untuck. We're just going to pause here in a lunge. If you need, you can come up onto your thigh, or if you've got blocks of books, you can place them either side of your foot and just keep that spine growing tall. Press down through, hello Odin, press down through your right foot as you let your right hip get nice and heavy. And taking another full breath in here, fingertips trailing the mat or hands on thighs. And then slowly starting to straighten that leg. We're going to move into half Hanumanasana. I hope you can see next to this dog. So we're straightening that right leg and the toes point up towards the sky. And keeping my spine nice and long. And folding over that leg. You can close the eyes down here. An opportunity to turn a little deeper inward. A gentle reminder that your practice is just completely for you. To come as deep as it feels good. As long as you're receiving feedback, wherever you are is perfect. Slowly coming back into that right foot, so bend into the right leg now. Place your left hand on the mat, reach your right hand up towards the sky. You can choose to stay here with your back knee on the floor, otherwise tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and we roll onto the knife edges of the feet and sink into the hips a little bit more. Reach that right arm back behind you if you've taken the second option. Otherwise, stay as you are, breathe for 3. Hips get heavy for 2. Find a little bit more of a twist. 1. Slowly, slowly circling the hand back down and straightening that leg back into our half Hanumanasana, half splits. Take a little halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow down to yourself, fold over the front leg. See if you can find that sense of balance. A little bit of hip stability, glutes switching on that left leg. So hold still. And then slowly bend back into that right leg. You're going to pivot on your left knee, so you're swinging your left foot out towards the edge of the mat. Now I'm going to slowly circle myself around to the long side of the mat. And my right foot comes parallel with the front of the mat. So we're going to come into a puppy pose, but our leg is extended. So coming onto the side of your mat, walk your hands out nice and wide and bow down. See if you can find maybe a little forwards, backwards rock. You want your hips in line with your knee joint. Folding down here, stretching the fingers nice and long and keep pressing that right knife edge of the foot into the mat. So we're nice, a little bit of activation through the inside of that right thigh. Continue to breathe deeply here. With each exhale, we release something that is not serving us. And with each inhale, we drink in the medicine of movement, even if it is a little bit slower today. And slowly walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press your right hand firmly in the center of the mat, and then you're going to reach your left arm up for a bit of a counter twist. So we're twisting away from the extended leg. Reach those left fingertips up a little bit higher. Gaze maybe follows. And then exhale, thread that left arm all the way underneath. As we plant the shoulder down towards the earth. So a little thread twist. And that leg is still extended. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Can you surrender a little piece of yourself to your mat today? Slowly plant your right hand directly in front of your face, and your next inhale, reach the left arm back up. And hand comes back down to the floor. You're going to pivot that left heel in towards underneath your hips, and then you're going to sit back all the way into Janusirsasana, so a half wide-legged forward fold. So my left sole of the foot is planting into my right thigh, and my right leg is extending long. Then I'm going to rotate my awareness towards that front right leg. Take a big inhale in here, reach your hands up and overhead. And exhale, we fold over that right leg. Now you can stay nice and upright. Maybe you're holding onto the back of your knee, your calf, your ankle. And wherever you are, we just find a little bit of surrender. So you should feel a nice stretch through the left side body here. If you'd like a little bit more, grab your left hand, grab onto the outside of that right foot. And see if we can stay folding down. Nice, soft, easy breath. And hold here for about 5 breaths. At the end of your 5 breaths, take your time. Simply just going to walk yourself up to seated. Swing your left arm back behind you, about 2 hand spaces away from your tailbone. Right arm reaches up. Press your hips forward as you roll onto your shins. Come into a little bit of a back bend here as we press the heart up towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches back and the hips press forward. And then slowly circle that right arm all the way across the left. Swing it around. Now, however you want to do this, we're going to make our way back into our low lunge, right leg forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step forward to simply fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Big breath in, press down through the mat, reach up, lift up, hands come overhead. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. I'm going to cross your arms over the opposite way to last time. So standing as if your arms are crossed at your front, but we fold over the legs. Shoulders to get nice and heavy. Reset the feet. Maybe you can pedal the knees out one at a time. And slowly release your hands down to the earth. Step the right foot back behind you. Drop the back knee down, toes tucked or untucked, however it feels nice. Sink down through that hip, but press back. Meet that hip halfway by pressing your left foot into the earth and activating. So heavy hip, but strong foot. And crown of the head reaches forward, the spine is long. You can have your hands up on your shin. If that's the case, you're pressing not only your chest, but your navel away from your thigh. And slowly release the hands down towards the earth. Straighten that right leg now as we fold over the front leg. It's early morning here, so I'm feeling this in my hamstring. And keep those left toes flexed up towards the sky as we move the chest towards the toes and fold, bow down. Slowly move into that left foot again, bend through the right leg, plant the right arm down on the floor or on a block and reach the left arm up towards the sky. We can choose to stay here. Keep twisting with the chest, gaze at the fingertips. Otherwise you can tuck your toes, lift your back knee and roll onto the knife edges of your feet, reach your left arm back behind you. So heavy hip on the right side and lift the hip on the left. Sorry, other way around. Heavy hip on the left side and lift the hip on the right. Gaze comes back behind you. Breathe for 3, 4, 2, 1. Slowly come back into your twist and return the hand down towards the mat. Straighten that front leg, half Hanumanasana. Giving our joints a little bit of love here. Staying present in your environment, aware with your breath. 3 more rounds. And slowly start to bend back into that left leg. I'm going to switch sides so you don't have to stare at the wrong end. And then we're going to pivot that right foot out towards the long edge of the mat. And I'm going to circle my body around so I'm facing the long edge of the mat. My left foot is pivoting in line with the front of the mat. And we're going to fold down into our puppy toes. Keep the hips nice and high. So I need to walk myself a little bit further forward. And keep pressing the knife edge of that left foot into the mat. Nice long stretch. If you want a little bit more length through your side body, through your spine, creep those fingers a little bit further forward. A little bit more through the chest. You can come up onto the fingertips, create a little tent with your hands. And allow the chest to fall through that space. Three breaths here. And we can enjoy that silence, a little bit of space in the mind, without filling it with thoughts, with to-do lists. Slowly walk your hands back up to center. Plant your left arm firmly in the floor and reach your right arm up towards the sky, bit of a counter twist. Keep pressing through the knife edge of the left foot. Reach the right fingertips a bit higher. And then as we exhale, thread that shoulder down towards the earth. So right fingertips reaching towards the left toes. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Press your left hand firmly in front of your face as we inhale, reach the right arm back up. And exhale, coming back down. Pivot your right heel in towards your pelvis and sit the hips down. So we're coming to our half wide-legged fold. Reach your hands up and overhead, press down through the hips and rotate your chest towards that left leg. Flex the left toes and as we exhale, we fold down. Like I said, you don't have to grab onto the foot. You can hold onto the ankle, the calf, or perhaps we just keep our palms pressing into the mat. If you've got a good stretch here, then feel free to stay here. Remembering there is a difference between feedback and pain. We shouldn't be feeling pain, we should be feeling a good stretch through the side body, through the hamstrings, maybe through the neck even. And if you want that little bit more, walk your right hand to the outside of that left foot. And we can enjoy the stillness, the silence. We often spend a lot of time caring for others. We need to dedicate some extra time to care for ourselves. And slowly walking the hands back up. Swing that right arm back behind you, about 2 hand spaces away. Press down firmly with that hand. Roll onto the hips, press the shins forward as we come into our little back bend here. Fingers, the left fingers reach towards the back wall. Keep pressing those hips towards the front wall. Big breath in, space through the chest. And exhale, coming back down. However we're going to do it, you're going to make your way back into your low lunge, left leg forward, and then we step forward to fold forward. Little halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up to standing. Hands come overhead. Bring your hands onto your heart space. Just press your hands over the heart. Feel that warmth. And right there in your heart space, just cultivating a little bit of love. A little bit of gratitude for yourself, for everything that you do for others, and now that we can do for ourselves. Release your hands away from your chest. Come to squat all the way down towards the earth, nice and controlled. As we sit down, I'm going to face you guys. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana, so butterfly pose, but a nice yin style. So the heels walk a bit further away from your pelvis. And if you need, you can sit yourself up on a little pillow underneath those hips, just to get a little bit of that tilt forward. So you want to just poke your chest forward and rotate the hips so they're coming forward rather than rolling back. If it's possible, hold on to the calves, the ankles, or the outside edges of the feet. And then from here, if it's possible, and if it doesn't weird you out too much, if it feels nice basically for you, you're going to grab your thumbs and you're just going to massage the inner arches of your feet. So maybe a little sway from side to side, left to right, a bit of pressure up and down the arch of the foot, down towards the heel. Side to side doesn't make any sense to you. You can rock forwards and backwards. Just a little bit of pressure points up that inner spine of the arch of the foot, all the way to the big toe. And coming back down. I do this if there's no one to massage me, I'll massage myself. And our feet carry a lot of pressure points. It's linked to lots of different meridians in the body, linked to lots of different organs. So by just giving our feet a little bit of love, we're giving our whole body a bit of awareness and love and attention. Beautiful. Then you're going to hold on to the outside edges of your ankles or your feet and then pull your heart forward. Allow your spine to grow tall here. And you're just going to let your right ear tip down towards your right shoulder as we have a bit of a neck release. If you're feeling super tight, you can also release your right hand away from your foot. And then just right hand comes across the body just to give a little bit of pressure point massage up the neck to the base of the skull and back down towards that left shoulder tip. And you'll be able to feel all the spots that are a little bit nitty gritty. Perhaps you find a knot or two, or many if you're me. And just allow those muscles to help soften. And release the hand away from the shoulder. Keep the right ear tilting towards the right shoulder tip. And then turn the chin towards the right shoulder. As we feel a bit more of a stretch through the back of the neck. And gently tuck your chin now towards your chest as you roll the head forward and left ear to left shoulder. And if you like, you can grab your left hand, pull it across your chest and a few pressure points from that right shoulder tip all the way up to the traps, neck, base of the skull, and coming back the way you came. And really see if you can be right present with the sensations that's happening, even if it's a bit strong. Perhaps you've got a lot of knots like I do. And registering if this is a good kind of pain or if this is a pain where we should leave it alone, back off. If you find a sweet spot, maybe you just hold your fingers, press into that tender point. Take a big breath in, breath out. Release your hand away. Chin moves towards the left shoulder tip. And tuck the chin towards the chest. Right ear, right shoulder. And press the spine tall. Chin to chest. Exhale. Left ear, left shoulder. Spine grows tall. Chin to chest. And we fold forward just for one breath. And tucking chin towards the chest as you gently allow gravity to do its work. Maybe you can flap your knees up and down like a little butterfly. Just help soften those hip joints, those muscles. And slowly press back up. From here, we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. Come into a nice lazy happy baby. So let your knees draw towards your armpits, but at the same time your tailbone stays glued towards the earth. So we've got full spine connection to the mat. Lift your soles of the feet up towards the sky just enough so you can grab your forearms and they can squish. Your calf can squish down onto your forearms. So a bit of a massage here. Either interlace the fingers together or hold on to one wrist. It's a really nice, lazy, happy baby. You can still rock from side to side, melting away any tension in the lower back. Of course, if you would like a little bit more of an active, happy baby, grab onto the inner soles of the feet, press the soles of the feet up to the sky, draw the knees towards the armpits. And if you want a little bit more, you can straighten one leg, maybe straighten both legs. Anything that's going to fill your cup right now. So tuning into what you need, perhaps a bit of a wake up, a bit of a stretch, or maybe just winding yourself down. And I'm going to let you hug your knees into your chest. Take any kind of supine twist that you like. If you don't have any inspiration today, I'm going to go through a nice restorative approach. Both the knees together are going to roll across to the left-hand side. And my gaze comes out to the right. Arms can be nice and wide, like a T shape or a cactus shape. Take a full breath in, breathe into your twist. Breathe out. Full breath in brings you back to center, switching sides. And gaze comes to the opposite side, your body is twisted. Drinking in the goodness of a twist. Nice little internal organ massage. Nice way to release the upper body if we're hunched over at a desk or running around all day. It feels nice to feel the shoulders grounded on the earth. And on your next inhale, slowly hug your knees in towards chest, give them a big squeeze. Perhaps you curl yourself up into a really tight little ball, tuck the chin to the chest, squeeze the forehead towards the knees. And then slowly come back down, release it all the way down, let the legs extend long as you set up for your Shavasana. You can choose to stay here as long as you like. Perhaps this is a cue to go to bed now, have a nap, or maybe we have a nice cup of tea after this. Perhaps you want to segue into your own meditation. Take the time to just listen to what your body is asking of you, what you need for yourself for these next few minutes. I do encourage you to take a couple of extra minutes to just unwind. One simple little task lent to yourself. I'm going to leave you as you are. Thank you as always for practicing with us. And we'll see you next week.